TPS Group of Companies presents the Priority Safety Podcast. Each week, we share important safety tips and stories that you can use within your organization and in your workplace. This is a Priority Safety Podcast. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. According to the Canadian Cancer Society, every year, an estimated 27,900 Canadians are diagnosed with breast cancer and thousands more are living with the disease. Today we're lucky to have Kimberley Wahamaa-Deschenes join us to share her story of being diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer in 2013, as well as share some tips and resources for everyone. Listen now. So I just want to thank you so much, Kim, for joining me today. I appreciate it. And I was just hoping that you could start out by introducing yourself and share a little bit about your story. You did send me a great link, which I will share in the show notes, and it has a little bit of the background about you, but I wondered if you could share a bit about yourself and your experience about being diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer.
For sure. Thank you, Leslie, for having me. My name is Kimberley Wahamaa-Deschenes, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 47. I didn't have breast cancer in my family. I found a lump in the shower on my left breast, and I thought, oh, wow, this is kind of weird. Maybe I should get it checked out. So I had stage 2. Luckily, I found it, went to the doctor, did that early detection, because had I not, it was already stage 2. I might not be here today.
Right.
I had 4 chemos, 30 radiations. I actually worked throughout my treatments.
Wow.
I had events to run, and I actually even postponed my first chemo because I had a Northern Ontario Business Awards to run in North Bay.
Oh my God.
I told the oncologist, you can have me after October, and it was in October, go figure too, a certain date, and I did my first chemo. Chemo was really rough. You don't know until you've experienced it. About the 3rd chemo, I was going down in chemo jail. I thought, my hair, actually, I lost my hair 12 days after the first chemo, and I literally pulled my hair out. It was like the weirdest feeling, because I was like, oh my God, I'm in the shower and it's clumps. So I just started pulling my hair out, literally. And my friend at the time shaved my head, and I don't know, it was like, hey, by the 3rd chemo though, your emotions, your nausea, everything, it's just like, okay, you need to have better attitude. You need to have that inner strength, that inner core, which for me, I'm Finnish. I call it my sisu.
Yes.
I've got a 2 on my hand there. You got to pull out of it. Surround yourself around positive people. Going to work actually was good for me. It got me out of bed. I'm like, I'm not pulling the wool over, sheets over my head. I got to get up and I got to do events. I remember November too, I had to do the 40 under 40 awards. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I have to shake 40 people's hands of winners. So I wore black gloves.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then I was thinking, oh, how am I going to turn the script pages? Because now I got these gloves on. So I was co-presenting with Valet and Angie Robinson. She turned the pages. So you just made it work. Like, you had to have fun with it. I mean, it's a devastating, 1 in 8 women are going to get breast cancer. 34 will die from breast cancer. 1 in 34 will die from breast cancer. But what a lot of people don't know is that 1% of men have breast cancer. So my Trust Your Bust, I created this Trust Your Bust. It was 4 in the morning. I thought, what can I do? I don't know. For some reason, I just like, so I went and Googled it. Nobody had the domain, and I bought it. I don't have the website anymore, but I do have a Facebook page. But what I realized is that my tagline was think pink, think blue, because 1% of men, and a lot of people don't know that.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. So it's a Facebook page now where I share stories. I did a calendar of my biggest thing was mammograms are at the age of 50. I was 47. So you need to, trust your own body. If you see that there's something different, your own body. Don't just pretend, oh, it might be a cyst or it might be this. Go and get it checked. Early detection is key. So the whole Trust Your Bust has been a beautiful journey. We've met so many wonderful survivors. I actually have my survivor mug right now. So cheers to all our survivors out there. And unfortunately, I lost my mother-in-law this weekend who was diagnosed with breast cancer. She died this past weekend at 88. So she got early treatment. She survived all these years. Um, so this podcast is in dedication to Mary Deschenes, and I had a beautiful relationship sharing that information. I actually took her to some of her mammogram appointments. So everybody's shy of mammograms. They don't want to get that excruciating pain, all of that. But there are new systems in place. If you check out Radialis, they're actually a company that out of Thunder Bay that are developing a PET scanner that especially for people who have dense breasts. This is just going to take a camera, an amazing picture for doctors. So they're Radialis is actually pitching at my event this week in North Bay. So you can check out radialis.com and encourage other hospitals to get on board with this new innovative technology. It'll help save lives. It'll help. There's also another company we deal with, Dr. Amadeo Parasanti, and he has developed a test that won't maybe I wouldn't have maybe had 4 chemos. It's like a new cocktail that he's developed. And this is all that company's in Sudbury. So, there's so much out there now. Like 10 years ago, I've survived my 10-year. I had a Trust Your Bust fund through the Northern Cancer Foundation, and I closed it off this year at my 10th anniversary. And I had a bench made in the Coniston Community Gardens in the Healing Garden. So I'm like, when you hang up your skates, well, I'm hanging up my bra because I'm like 10 years in and I don't want to do any more fundraising. I do events for a living. I don't need to do more. It's been an incredible journey, and I just encourage everybody to really get checked out.
So you did mention trusting your body. If you find something, go to get it checked. Is there any other things maybe that people could do to help prevent?
Well, mine was estrogen based. So I don't know if it's because I was on the pill for a long time and I smoked at the time. There's so many different varying factors, right? Eat healthy, live healthy, get exercise. Even during my treatments, I went kayaking, I went cross country skiing. My last radiation, 30 radiations, and I was like, it's like double, almost triple degree burns on your breast. But I went sledding after my last one. I'm just like, nothing's stopping me.
It sounds like you had such a amazing positive outlook through everything. And it sounds like I was very sorry to hear about your mother-in-law. But it sounds like you offered her really good support. So it sounds like the support piece is such an important thing as well. What would you say for people who maybe don't have that? Like you mentioned your Facebook page. Can anyone join that if they're maybe going through breast
Absolutely.
cancer? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because some people might not have that community or that
feel. Exactly. Yeah. No, for sure. And there's different websites on there, but it's when you can relate to people. Like I've done events for a few individuals. One lady, she passed away at 28 from breast cancer. 3 young kids, so through the Trust Your Bust, we were able to help her family a bit. But
it's so nice.
I think the key thing for me was to get the breast cancer awareness out there, that you don't have to wait till you're 50 to figure this out, right? And to me, I don't think there should be an age on a mammogram.
Yeah.
Some doctors are even saying, oh, you don't need a mammogram. Well, I know there's something wrong here. So I'm going to get it checked out. Be your advocate, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Even for treatments, one of the oncologists wanted me to take another injection to help me with my white blood count. Well, I went to the health food store. I bought some alternative stuff and my blood count was fine. So, really, for me to even tell the oncologist, no, you have to wait till after my event to have my first chemo. Like, I felt so empowered, right? Because I'm like, who are you to tell me? I mean, I get it that you're the medical, advice and your care, but your life too.
Right.
And I had events to run. So, just really have that inner strength to, if you don't want to do something, it's your body. Say no or say wait.
Right. Do you have any good references other than the Trust Your Bus Facebook page or recommendations where people can get more informed and learn more information?
I really like the breastcancer.org website. I mean, you
Yes.
can, there's different ones. And even go and participate in the CIBC Run for the Cure. And if you want to meet other people, we've been involved in photo shoots, where Nicole Blay did an awesome celebration for her anniversary, and there was so many survivors a part of that. So, reach out and you're going through something like, even with Mary, her lump was above where the mammogram goes. So it was more in her chest versus her breast. And she was like, something's wrong here. So again, trust your body, trust your bus. But even if she hadn't done that, who knows, right? She might, not have had all those extra years after.
Right. Yeah. So if something doesn't feel right, it's better to
Yeah,
be safe than sorry. It's better to go get it checked and it's nothing.
exactly.
Then that's
Yeah,
just good news. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So I just wanted to tell people again, and I'll put the link in the show notes, but the Trust Your Bust Facebook page. So it's facebook.com/Trust Your Bust. And I'll put that link. And I'll also get the links as well from the company, the two local Northern Ontario companies that you mentioned that you work with.
Yes.
They sound really interesting. And it's kind of exciting to hear about companies that are trying to be innovative and further the technology for like cancer awareness. I think that's so important. And
Yeah.
it's exciting.
And one of the other things that I did was I presented actually to the Northern Ontario School of Medicine first and second year learners, and they adopted my presentation as part of their curriculum from a patient perspective.
Oh, wow.
And so that to me was one of the highlights of that. I had students coming up to me crying. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I cried a long time ago when I first got diagnosed. But it was so beautiful to share, real, it was pretty graphic, my PowerPoint, and this was the good, bad, and the ugly. I even went and bought my tombstone when I was diagnosed.
Oh, goodness.
So I've got my parents and my son and I on the tombstone, and I sent a picture to my son, and he's like, "That's just depressing." But it was, hey, I was prepared, because you don't know, right?
Right.
That was before all of that hit the fan, and yeah, but I'm still here.
That's amazing. Well, I appreciate you taking your time and sharing your story with us. I think it's so important and it's so nice to hear it coming from like you're just so full of life and excitement and happiness and everything. So I hope this extends to other people and they can incorporate that into their lives too. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me, Leslie, and good luck to everyone out there. We're very blessed. We have the cancer center here in the north.
Absolutely.
So kudos out to all the staff there.
Thanks so much for listening. Remember to subscribe if you're enjoying the podcast so you can stay up to date with all of the new episodes coming out. Feel free to give us a rating to let us know that you're enjoying the content. And remember to make safety a priority.